Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going over my NFC West predictions for the 2021 NFL season. I have made this video 4 times already, and I keep messing it up, so I apologize if I seem a little bit off. I've made this video 4 times. So yeah, I think that the NFC West, or as some may call it, the NFC Best, will potentially have a chance of being the first division in NFL history to put 4 teams in the playoffs. Now, if there are 3 wildcard spots in the playoffs, it's possible for a team to put 4 teams in the playoffs. We've seen 3. We've seen 3 plenty of times. We saw 3 last year with the Rams. Oh wait, the Cardinals didn't make it, but we could have seen them 3 last year. I think that this year we'll have 4 teams from the NFC West in the playoffs. Depends on if the Steelers make it, if the Saints make it. I don't think the Saints will make it, but we'll see. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. In 4th place in the division, we have the San Francisco 49ers at 10-7. Yeah, I said it. 4th place in the division, they are 10-7. I have the Niners winning the first 2 games of the season pretty easily against the Lions and the Eagles, and then losing to the Green Bay Packers. In this video, I have the Packers beating all 4 of these teams. That's not what I actually think will happen. I think that they will likely split, winning 2 games and losing 2 games. But I don't know which games they're going to win and which ones they're going to lose, so I just have them winning all 4, because I think that that's a safer bet. I think it's more likely that they win 2, 3, or 4 games than them losing 1 or 2, than them winning 1 or 2. And I think that even if they do only win 2 games in this division, then if I guess that the Rams and the Cardinals beat them and the 49ers and the Seahawks beat them, I got none games correct. So it's just safer to guess the Packers beat all 4 of them. It's a safer bet. If I'm going 4% is correct. I have the Seahawks being a win for the Niners in the 4th game of the season. I have the Niners I have every team in this division splitting with every other team in this division. So I really don't know which ones of these teams are going to be stronger than the others. So I decided to eliminate that problem by every single divisional game giving the home team the victory, basically. So yeah, Seahawks win, loss later. Cardinals loss, win later. I have them losing to the Colts in an upset, and I have them losing to the Bengals in an upset. I am likely going to change that Bengals game later on, because I told myself I can't edit these predictions until the season starts. So until Sunday. Like, I already predicted that the Buccaneers were going to beat the Cowboys in the first game of the season. I already finished that prediction. But until Sunday, I can edit any of these predictions. And then in 4 weeks from now, I'm going to do a recap of the first 4 weeks of the season on my spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet here with all of this. But yeah, this has all of the weeks, all of the games. You can't see the first couple. But it has all the weeks and all the games. So I'm going to be going over my spreadsheet in a couple of weeks and showing you guys my spreadsheet and showing you how I'm doing. There will be a timestamp on the spreadsheet. It will say last edited on September 12th, 2021. So I'm going to make sure that that timestamp is there so everyone knows that I'm keeping along with the predictions. But I can change them up until tomorrow. And then I have the Bears, the Cardinals, and the Rams. Both big wins in a row, because those are the home games for this division. I think that the Bears, the Vikings, and the Jaguars should all be very easy wins for the 49ers. The Bears have offensive issues, the Vikings have defensive issues, and the Jaguars have issues. I have them losing to the Seahawks in Seattle. I think that that's one of the most guaranteed games of this whole season. And then I have them beating the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm just going to smack that right on there. I have them beating the Falcons, losing to the Titans. I have the Titans beating 2 of these teams and losing to 2 of these teams. Actually, I have the Titans winning. Beating 2, losing to 2. How I decided which ones, I really didn't. I just kind of picked. I have them beating the Falcons and the Texans, and I have them losing to the Rams. I think that it's a tough matchup for the 49ers to go against the Titans, because I think that the 49ers have one of the weakest offenses in this division. That's not saying much. Like, they still have a potentially top 10 offense in the league, depending on how their injured players play. But, again, I have them losing to Tennessee because I think Tennessee's offense is just a little too strong. Next, we have the Rams. I have the Rams winning the first 2 games of the season against the Bears and the Colts fairly easily. And then I have them losing to Tampa, beating Arizona in Los Angeles, and losing to Seattle in Seattle. Seattle in Seattle is a very formidable opponent. I have them winning the next 4 games in a row against the Giants, the Lions, the Texans, and the Titans. The first 3 games of that streak should be fairly easy, fairly straightforward. And then the Titans will be a tough one. But I think that because of the Rams' defense, and I think their defense is slightly stronger than the 49ers, and their offense is slightly stronger than the 49ers, that'll be enough to swing the Titans game. Again, I have them splitting with the Niners, so I have them losing this game, winning later on in the season in Los Angeles. I have them losing to Green Bay. I have them beating the Jaguars. I have them losing to the Cardinals. I have them beating the Seahawks. I have them beating the Vikings. Losing to the Ravens, which I think could easily go the other way. And have them beating the 49ers in the last game of the season in Los Angeles. I think that they very well could beat the Ravens. But again, a lot of these are toss-ups. I think that the Ravens have a slightly stronger team, and it's a slightly safer prediction. My goal is to get as high of a percent correct as I can, and so I think that picking the Rams over the Ravens over the Rams is a slightly safer prediction than the other way around. At 12-5, we have the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Seahawks winning against the Colts and losing to the Titans in the first couple of games of the season. The reason why I have the Titans beating the Seahawks is different than the Niners. I think it's because the Seahawks defense is strong enough. You need a strong defense and you need a strong offense. You can't be missing one or being a little mediocre at both. I think that Tennessee will have a very high-scoring game against the Seahawks. That could potentially be a 54-51 game like we saw in the Rams-Chiefs game in 2018. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility for that one. And then we have Vikings. We have a win against the Vikings. We have a loss to the 49ers in San Fran. And we have a home game win against the Rams. Next, we have a 3-game winning streak against the Steelers, the Saints, and the Jaguars. Topping up a 4-game winning streak, sorry. I think the Steelers are going to be one of those weird teams where, everyone thinks that they're going to be bad. Half the country thinks they're going to be terrible, half the country thinks they're going to be amazing, and they're just going to be a 9-8 team. The Steelers have done that in the past where, they've had great seasons and then they've gone 9-8. They have a 17-year thing in a row where they haven't had a losing season in 17 years, but, I think that they'll still be around 500. I have them beating the Saints the next week and beating the Jaguars to bring their total record to 6-2. Then I have them losing to Green Bay. I have the whole division again losing to Green Bay before a 4-game winning streak against the Cardinals, Washington, the 49ers, and the Texans. Washington and Texans should be fairly straightforward games for them. I have them beating the 49ers and the Cardinals at home. I think that at home, the 49ers should be an easy game. Cardinals will still be a fight, but I think that they'll be able to do it. I believe they split with Arizona last year, but Arizona might have won both games. But I think they split with them last year. I have them losing to the Rams in Los Angeles. I have them beating both the Bears and the Lions. I think those should be pretty easy games for Seattle. I have Seattle beating the Lions 79-12. That's my prediction for the score. I have the Seahawks beating the Lions 79-12. And then I have the Seahawks losing to the Cardinals in the last game of the season to give Arizona the division at 13-4. Now, last game of the season, if the Seahawks win and go 13-4, they would have the tiebreaker because of beating the Cardinals twice. But I don't think it'll happen. At 13-4, we have the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are my outside chance team. I always have one team that I think has an outside chance of winning the Super Bowl. Last year it was Seattle. This year I think it's the Cardinals. I have the Cardinals going 13-4 with their improved offense and improved defense. I think they're going to be one of the most formidable opponents in the league. I have them beating Tennessee, the Vikings, and the Jaguars to start the season, and then losing in Los Angeles for their first loss of the season. Then I have them beating the 49ers at home. I have them beating the Browns. I have them beating the Texans. I have my score prediction for the Cardinals-Texans game is 87-4. I think the Texans will score 2 safeties. 87-4. Mark my words. After they beat the Texans 87-4, they move on to the Green Bay Packers. I have them losing to the Packers and the 49ers 2 games in a row. I think that they could beat the Packers, but that'll be a shootout. After they lose to the 49ers in San Francisco, they're going to go to Carolina and beat the Panthers. I'm sorry for all the yawning. This is the 5th time I've made this video, so I'm not making it again. I think they're going to beat the Panthers. I think that should be a fairly easy win for them before going to Seattle and losing in Seattle. Then, and only then, being a 7-4 team with the Seahawks in their division being an 8-3 team. The 7-4 Cardinals are going to win the next 6 games of the season and beat out the Seahawks for the division title. They're actually going to be tied with the Rams at this point in the season at 7-4. They're going to beat the Bears. They're going to beat the Rams. They're going to beat the Lions. They're going to beat the Colts. They're going to beat the Cowboys, and they're going to beat the Seahawks. I think the Cowboys and the Seahawks are the 2 tougher, and the Rams are the only 3 hard games of the next 6. I think the Colts and the Bears and the Lions and Colts and Bears should all be fairly easy. As for the Cowboys, I think that the Cardinals defense is going to be a similar game to the Buccaneers game from yesterday. The Cardinals defense is going to be a little too strong for the Cowboys to handle, and then I think that it's going to come down to home field advantage for the Seahawks and the Rams, and I think that Arizona will sweep and win it the rest of the season. So those are my predictions for the NFC West, or some might call the NFC Best. Let me know in the comments below what you think, where you think each of these teams will land, who you think will win the division, and do you think all 4 of these teams will make the playoffs? I think it's very possible. I think that the 49ers and the Saints will be fighting for that 3rd playoff spot. I don't see too many other teams contending. I see the Bears having a potential to contend, but not really. And that's about it. I really don't see many other teams fighting for that spot. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.